Lower downtown Denver, the spot tonight as the Rockies open up a 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It'll be the final 4 games at home this year for Colorado before they finish the season on the West Coast. Welcome upstairs, everybody. Glad as always that you're along with us. With my partner George Frazier, I'm Drew Goodman. Yesterday afternoon, the Rockies got after it. 16 runs on 21 hits. The 16 runs, a season high. They scored 8 in the first inning on 11 hits. The 8 runs in the first frame, a franchise record.
Well, yesterday was one of those days, and the day before, 27 runs thrown on the board against the Dodgers. Weren't very happy about that, but yesterday, Charlie Blackmon, 5 for 5, home run, a couple of RBIs, just 4 shy of setting a franchise record for a leadoff man. Justin Morneau, 3 for 4, home run, 6 RBIs. Wellino Rosario, double, 3 RBIs. That's just 3 guys that got highlighted. There was still a whole bunch of other hits and a whole bunch of other runs that were scored in the ball game, and everybody took part in the abuse of the Dodger pitching staff, and they did abuse them.
Well, 26 runs over the last 2 days. Justin Morneau in the middle of it. He's hitting .320. Josh Harrison, that's updated. He's 2 for 2 so far in the Bucks ball game tonight, so he's at .320. Then it drops down to Buster Posey, Andrew McCutchen, and Ben Revere. Justin Morneau, by the way, had 5 ribbies in the first inning. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's you kind of. I'm tired, Coach. Kind of take the day off. I mean, come on, 5 ribbies in the very first inning. But again, we're just seeing what Justin has brought to the table. 79 RBIs on the year now, and a climb still with a lot of games to play.
Well, he's been outstanding. He's in the lineup tonight. A pair of left-handers on the hill this evening. More on that in a little bit. And also more on the story of the day yesterday, in addition to the big Rockies win, the minor league shuffle. We'll give you details when we return. Bark in the Park night. Over 300 dogs have gotten to make a lap around the field. They'll be situated between sections 155 and 160, the dog zone. Pretty cool. Should have brought my dogs down tonight, but I hung out right between us.
I'm not bringing my 5 anywhere. They don't get along.
Yeah, that's a lot. A lot of dog food. Yeah. Hey, the Rockies have made a couple of changes for next year with their 2 top affiliates. AAA Colorado Springs has been the Rockies affiliate forever. So from Security Service Field, follow us as we go south about 5 hours from Security Service Field to Albuquerque, which is situated at 5,300 feet. Isotopes Park, which is, I've been there, George. It's a beautiful facility, very similar in altitude to Coors Field. And then Tulsa, a park you know very well. You spend half your summer there when you're not here. They're going from Tulsa. This is a little bit longer ride. You're going all the way to the Hartford area at New Britain, Connecticut, and the AA team next year will be in the Eastern League.
Yeah, it's going from the Texas League to the Eastern League. Still, you're at sea level in both of those ballparks, and I think that's one thing you look at. I think going to Albuquerque, nothing against Colorado Springs, but it does give you level to play, which you're used to here. And let's think about that. I mean, the ball flies in the PCL. I don't care where you're pitching. The ball flies over there. So I think it's something, but it's a new ballpark. It's a great facility. Not only that, it's in a Root Sports viewing area. We have a lot of fans down there. They're already connected to the Colorado Rockies. It was a nice fit.
It was a very good fit. And for more on both of the moves, we checked in earlier with the farm director, Jeff Bridich.
In terms of AAA, we've had 2021 wonderful years with the Sky Sox at Colorado Springs. Seemed like a good opportunity for a number of different reasons, baseball and business, the future, if you dream a little bit on what could be down there for the Rockies nation. It seemed like a really good fit. Tulsa, 10 years there, and 10 very good years. They were in a similar situation as we were in AAA, where they wanted to see what was out there, and they decided to go with the Dodgers. We were in New Haven, prior to Tulsa, and so we know what the Eastern League is like. We know the expectations of play there. It's a good league, so we're excited to be back in there.
We should point out that this is not unusual in professional baseball. Teams change affiliations all the time. Followed the Mets growing up forever. They were in Tidewater, then they were in Norfolk, now they're in Las Vegas. So it does happen.
Yeah, stuff happens all the time. Teams are very transit. I think ownerships of minor league teams a lot of times want to go ahead and take what they feel like, with the Dodgers. I read all the reports from yesterday, and they flew in a whole slew of guys in there to try to woe the city right off their feet to start out with. And I'll say this, in Colorado Springs, in Albuquerque, New Britain, and in Tulsa, there's baseball fans. They drew over 400,000 in Tulsa. They'll draw 400,000 next year regardless because of the fans of the game.
A lot of great Rockies fans down in the Albuquerque area, and it's a 6-hour drive or a quick flight back to Denver. Rockies look to keep their winning ways going as they take on Arizona tonight. Come on back to Coors Field with us. baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By Inova Cancer Care, taking a novel approach to cancer care. Learn more about prostate cancer treatment at InovaCC.com. And by Southwest Airlines, without a heart, it's just a machine. Leading off for the Diamondbacks tonight, Ender Inciarte. He's got a nice little stretch going. He has led off the last 6 ball games with a hit, 3 singles and 3 doubles. Let's take a look at the rest of Kirk Gibson's lineup, presented by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. And Chris Owings will bat second. A.J. Pollock back healthy for Arizona. Rockies missed him the last 2 times they played the Diamondbacks. Aaron Hill, Cody Ross, Miguel Montero. Jordan Pacheco's in at first base. Nick Ahmed is at shortstop. And Vidal Nuno doing the pitching tonight for Arizona. Yohan Flonde's first pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Something's got to give tonight, Frage, because Yohan Flonde's pitched better than his record, and he's 0-5. And Vidal Nuno has really pitched better than his record. He's 0-6.
Yeah, it's not a, well, 2-11 overall, too. I mean, it's a big mess, and somebody's got to give up, and somebody's got to be able to do their job tonight, and hopefully get some runs early in the ball game, and I hope it's not Arizona.
Two-strike count on the rookie Inciarte. And he's not going to get a hit here. DJ flips it over to Morneau for the first out. Let's take a look at some more numbers on Yohan Flonde, who was working most recently out of the pen. His numbers brought to you by Inova Cancer Care, non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
And last 10 for Flonde has been pretty good. He's 0-3, but a 360 earned run average, 30 innings pitched, 23 hits. He's only walked 12, struck out 21, and the work out of the bullpen actually probably earned him this opportunity to get a couple of starts at the end of the season. Left-handers this year have not done a whole lot against him. 167 on the year. Very good unrun average out on the road. Not so good here at Coors Field.
On one hop, right at Charlie Culberson. Chris Owings is retired. Here's the Rockies defensive alignment tonight, brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com today to learn more. Brandon Barnes with the home run late yesterday. He's in left. Drew Stubbs is torn up left-handed pitching. He's in center. Michael Kadire is in right. Culberson and Rutledge left side. LeMahieu, Morneau right side. And the Baby Bulls behind the plate. Here's A.J. Pollock. And Pollock takes a strike. Since coming off the disabled list, he's played 13 games. And he's hit .298. Like the Rockies, Arizona has dealt with a great number of injuries this year. You think of the teams most afflicted by the injury bug in 2014. You think probably first and foremost of Texas.
The Dodgers have lost the 4th most man games, if you want to go to that statistic.
Yeah.
Yet they've been able to maintain their position in first place.
Texas has lost over 2,000 games. The Rockies have lost a slew. Arizona's lost a slew. And obviously for the Rockies, a lot of key people. This ball is bounced to Culberson. Good sink. Very nice start for Yohan Flonde. 3 ground balls and off to the dugout. That was an 8-pitch inning. Did in the first inning yesterday. That'd be nice. 8 runs on 11 hits. Josh Rutledge will begin things for the Rockies. Here's the rest of the Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss tonight. Drew Stubbs hitting .323 against lefties, will bat second. Justin Morneau, a 6 RBI day yesterday. Co-leader in batting in the National League at .320. Michael Kadire after that. And you saw the rest. Rosario, Barnes, Culberson, LeMahieu, Flande. Strike one from Nuno, who the Rockies faced a couple of weeks ago, George, and really struggled with.
Well, he cuts the ball, he sinks the ball, 88 to 91 miles an hour, averages 89 with his fastball. Gets a lot of ground ball outs. Almost 30% of his outs come by the way of the ground ball out.
For more of the numbers on Nuno, they're brought to you by Nova Cancer Care, non-surgical treatment of prostate cancer. Visit novacc.com.
Now you look at his overall record. He was 2-5 with the New York Yankees to an 0-6 here. Fly ball to dead center field. It'll be tracked by Pollock and make a flying catch there. The last start against the Rockies, he utilized both sides of the plate, and he also utilized down in the strike zone. And I think that's the one thing that you look at. He's featured that big curveball. He's going to be able to take the fastball to the inner half of the zone. And if an umpire is his really good friend, then it can be a long night for a lineup.
Well, even though he had great numbers, a run on 2 hits in 8 innings, the Rockies won the game 2-0 because Tyler Matzik was even better.
Well, they averaged less than 3 runs of support for him per start with Arizona. Really works, controls the pace of the game. You know where he went to college, Drew? I want you to look this up, Doug. How many big leaguers out of Baker, Kansas? Baker University. Right now it's in Kansas.
It's still, yeah, it's in Topeka.
But it's Baker University is where he's out of.
Strike 3 on the inside corner. Drew Stubbs didn't care for that call from Bill Miller. So with 2 outs, Justin Morneau will come up. First inning yesterday. In his first at bat after a couple of hits, this is what he did. He hit a 3-run home run, his 16th of the year. He would come up later on in the inning and deliver another base hit to drive in 2 more. 2 for 2 in the first inning with 5 ribbies. That's pretty good.
Pretty good? That's a week for most guys.
The last Rocky to produce 5 RBIs in 1 inning was Cargo. Cargo did it on April 27, 2012 against the Mets in the 5th inning. The last player to drive in, as that's fouled off, 5 or more in the first inning of a game was David Ortiz, who drove in 6 on a pair of 3-run homers in 2008. Boston beat the Rangers that day 19-17. That's a strikeout on Morneau. So 2 punch outs in the inning for Vidal Nuno, and we'll go to the 2nd inning. No score.
the house today at Coors Field, scoreless between the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Hello, everyone. Jenny Kavnar down in the camera well here. And as Drew and George mentioned earlier, the Colorado Rockies changing up some of their affiliates for next year. The AA team will be moving to Connecticut. They'll be playing in New Britain as the Rockettes. And it happens that Justin Morneau and Michael Kadire were both Rockettes back in the early 2000s. It may be over a decade since they played there, but they remember a thing or two.
Pretty familiar with that place. I remember there's some good parks in that league. It's a good league to play in. Travel's not that bad. You've got a pretty good hitter's park. It's pretty fair, but I'd say if it leaned anyway, it'd be a hitter's park.
I think it's been a long time since he's been there. He must not remember. And plus, he came in with us and vultured a ring from us. He only played the last 3 weeks there, so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he vultured it. Rode our coattails to the championship.
So starting in the 2015 season, you can find the AA affiliate for the Rockies again, the Rockettes in New Britain, Connecticut. Drew, George, you guys going to get your Rockettes, your Isotopes gear?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? Somebody asked me, you still got to go to the ballpark in Tulsa? Sure, I love baseball. And I'll tell you something. I go right along with a lot of minor league guys that fans of the game. I love to go watch minor league baseball, college, high school baseball, but I get a thrill out of watching minor league baseball. Can't wait to get my Rockettes hat and my Isotope hat. I'm ready. You know I'm a hat guy anyway, Jenny. I love hats. So, I mean, that's my thing.
Yeah, I hope the Rockies play a late spring training game down in Albuquerque like they did a couple years ago. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, Seattle, wasn't it 2 ball games with Seattle, I think, actually. I know I do a lot of radio shows down there during the course of the season. There's a lot of Rockies fans down in Albuquerque.
A ton of them. Talking to Jordan Pacheco about that before the ball game. A lot of folks will make a long weekend, come up, make a 6-hour drive. 2-2 on Cody Ross. Outside, 3-2. Ross will be back with Arizona unless he is moved. He signed next year. He signed originally a 3-year, $27 million deal. On the ground to short. Rutledge. 2 outs. So again, if you missed it, yesterday the Rockies announced that their AAA affiliate, Colorado Springs, that they're moving from the Springs to Albuquerque. And they also are moving from Tulsa, George's hometown, to New Britain in the Eastern League.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss seeing them in Tulsa because it was really neat for me. Well, for a year and a half, I watched my own son pitch there. So that was a lot of fun. But the fact that you can go watch, all those prospects in Tulsa on a nightly basis, you know, and kind of see, you know, you always hear names, you hear what they're doing and everything else, but it's great to go put your own eyes on it and sit and watch it over the course. For me, it was about 55 games a year.
Montero won for his last 15. Arizona lost 4-2 to the Giants yesterday.
I told you Chicago was dangerous. They're up on the Dodgers 2-0 at Wrigley. Washington all over Miami 6-1.
Tell you what, man, the Dodgers aren't careful. They may find the Giants ahead of them.
2 games back right now. The Giants are. So, you know, the Dodgers going to lose tonight. It's a game and a half. They've got 3 games remaining with them in Dodger Stadium.
Barnes moving quickly toward the line. He'll have it. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Blonde. The Rockies threw the Dodgers off course a little bit the last couple of days. second inning. A whole lot of zeros up there, and there's some bright faces enjoying the ball game tonight. Perfect night for baseball again. We've had gorgeous weather this week. So again, the Rockies are moving next year, their AAA affiliate from Colorado Springs after more than 2 decades, down to Albuquerque, and a beautiful ballpark. We've been there on several occasions, Isotopes Park. And as Michael Kadire steps in a moment, we'll hear again from Jeff Bridich on other reasons for the move.
Albuquerque actually is that's almost identical. I think it's 5,300, I believe. They have a humidor just like we do here, just like the Sky Sox had down in Colorado Springs, and so there are some parallels there, and it does make pretty good common sense. Altitude is the reality of where we play every single day.
So a little bit more information on the reasons that went into the move. Kadire fouls that pitch off, 1-2. And it's a great opportunity again to extend the Rockies brand. We're excited about it because we're on down in Albuquerque, and makes a whole lot of sense. This ball's hit well to right field, and it is gone. Just like that, Michael Kadire with his 8th of the year. Line shot into the Rockies bullpen, and it's 1-0.
Such an intelligent hitter. If you look back at the first 3 pitches, everything in, pull foul, pull foul, pull foul. So now I'm going to do the ultimate surprise. I'm going to go away and try to elevate and not let him get on top of a fastball. And they went away, and they went up, and he went up and away. I mean, pretty obvious. This pitch was there. Kadire made him pay for it as that ball came back to the center of the plate, didn't put it where he wanted to. And that's a line drive. I know in a lot of parks it may have been off the wall. I don't care. That ball was scalded. All right, I looked it up, Drew. Well, I didn't. You know Doug did, because I don't look up things. Zip Zabel. You know who that is?
Sure.
It was the other pitcher at Baker University that pitched in the big leagues other than Nuno.
Line drive center field. It's misjudged out there by Inciarte. Rosario in his second with a double. He did not realize how hard that ball was hit.
Well, that's where you get into Denver, and the altitude. Outfielders are affected by it also, because you've got to deal with the flight of the baseball, and with backspin it's going to carry that additional 10% than what you're normally used to. And the Diamondbacks took early batting practice today, but not a lot of guys were out shagging. You'll see that from clubs when they take early BP, but that well out of the reach of Inciarte in center field. Zabel pitched in 66 games from 1913 to 1915. That was the last guy out of Baker University to appear at the big league level.
So basically every century they get one.
And this guy's out of California. He ended up in Kansas.
Brandon Barnes at the plate, and Barnes hits this ball to deep right field, and that thing carries up against the wall.
Well, no wind, but a hot night. It's still 84 degrees here in Denver, and I think that has a lot to do with the carry on the baseball. Plus, you're getting it up, and they're squaring it up. You know, Barnes is a really strong guy. He went down and got that cut fastball at 77 miles an hour and then just shot it into right center field. Then the chase was on, got back on this ball, and was able to make the catch. And Cody Ross, you see it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo as he gave Chase the concentration and focus before he got right to the wall.
Yeah, and let me correct something. Inciarte had been playing center field, and I instinctively put him there. Pollock is in center field. He's the one who misjudged it. Inciarte is in left.
Yeah, Pollock misjudged.
And Ross is in right.
I'll correct that myself.
That's a broken bat, foul ball off the bat of Culberson. You had him out there also.
Yeah, just think small here. Don't think big if you're Charlie Culberson. The infield's playing halfway in on the right side. Just think about being small right now. Think about hitting the ball right back up the middle.
Rosario at third. Rockies up 1-0. Infield is in. Williams hitting 6 straight.
And the opposition has hit 300 with runners in scoring position against Nuno. Rockies this year 20-22 against left-handed starters.
And they lead baseball, hitting .272 against lefties. Who wants tacos? Remember, if the Rockies score 7 or more, as they've done the last couple of days, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. And Culberson gone. He went underneath the hand. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up DJ. See how the Diamondbacks align. Brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com today to learn more. So it's Inciarte in left, not center. Pollock in the middle. Cody Ross is in right. Aaron Hill, mostly a second baseman in his career. He's at third base. Nick Ahmed, Chris Owings up the middle. Jordan Pacheco's at first. He's been versatile for Arizona. Miguel Montero is behind the plate. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1 on DJ. DJ 3 for his last 23 at the plate. And it's 1-2. Michael Kadire, career home run number 185. He's got a little 5-game hitting streak going. And Nuno strikes out 2 and leaves Rosario at third base. But the Rockies are up 1-0. Michael Kadire goes oppo. Colorado, Yohan Flande 6 up and 6 set down so far. A reminder to tweet your questions using the hashtag Toyota Talk, and we'll answer as many as we can during the 5th inning of tonight's ball game. Big thanks to the good folks at Toyota for their annual sponsorship at Toyota Talk and the post-game show.
Oh, yeah,
they've been a great partner.
You bet. By the way, today was Jackson's birthday. He stopped by and said hi in the booth today. We said happy birthday. And I told him, I said, Jackson, you know what else? He goes, what? I said, it's National Cheeseburger Day. So you need to go to Chubb Burger. Drew and I do that occasionally. Go to Chubb Burger on the rooftop and get you a burger. They're pretty good. Great burgers. A couple great places for burgers in the house. Yeah, that one out in left field, not bad at 17 in left field. But at the last couple of nights, we've got some sent down from Chubb Burger up there on the rooftop. It's been good. Outstanding. Really good stuff. 1-0 on Jordan Pacheco.
And Jordan doing what he always seems to do, hitting line drives all over the ballpark. And he has a single to right center field. First base runner for Arizona, the Albuquerque native, Jordan Pacheco. Nick Ahmed will be next. Nick came from the Yankees in the Martin Prado deal. Auto glass issues, trust SafeLight online at safelight.com or call 303-287-5grand to make an appointment. He had a great year in Reno offensively. 312 average, 26 doubles. He's at 213 at the big league level. Known for his glove throughout his time in the minor leagues. In fact, he won a 2013 minor league Rawlings Gold Glove.
I don't care where you win a Gold Glove, it's good to win one.
Snap throw. Oh, God, I wanted to punch him out, George.
I could tell.
I thought it got Jordan.
Well, you know what? He got a little far off. Big hop leading, and Wallin trying to show off that arm towards, you know, these guys are old catching buddies. Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo. You see Morneau take the ball and then try to apply the tag just out in front of the bag, and Jordan on the backside of the bag.
And a good call by Adrian Johnson. He was in there. 2-1 on Nick Ahmed. Let's take a look at the umpire crew tonight. Bill Miller's behind the plate. Adrian Johnson at first. Mike Everett at second. And Toby Basner's at third. Three and one. Ball four, so now two aboard here in the third with nobody out, and that'll bring up the pitcher Nuno, who will be looking to advance Pacheco and Ahmed.
Because he's worked out of the bullpen, had very short innings the first two. So what you have to be very aware of is the pitch count as you get in with Flonde, just because he hadn't been stretched out for 2 or 3 weeks. And it's been a pretty nice story all year. You know, as a manager, you watch all kinds of numbers. You look at all kinds of numbers. And it helps you dictate what you may do as a manager. First time through the lineup, 229 against Flonde. Second time through the lineup, 250. Third time through the lineup, 400. So you look as a manager, where are we in the lineup? How far have we gone through? He's given me 5 good innings. We got a lead of 1-0. You know, let's play it that way versus trying to force the hand and sneak him through that third time through the lineup. Good bunt.
Yeah, really good bunt. You want to get it to that left side. Nuno did that. So Pacheco to third, Ahmed to second with 1 out. Tweet us your Rockies fan photos. Use the hashtag #COFanPhoto for an opportunity to have it seen during one of our final broadcasts this season. Brought to you each night by AT&T.
The ex-Rocky general manager Bob Gebhardt travels with Arizona. Of course, he still lives here in the Denver area, and he's with the ball club. Really enjoyed a visit with him today. Always glad to see Geb. He traded for me with the Twins, got me a World Series ring. Always appreciated what he did around baseball and what he did for baseball. Now working as a assistant general manager for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Strike on Inciarte. He grounded to second his first time up. Second among, there's Bob Gebhardt right next to Kevin Towers.
Yeah, Kevin Towers, who has been told he won't be back as the general manager, but to work in their scouting department, help them with trades, be a special advisor.
Inciarte second in the National League among rookies in hits with 99. Billy Hamilton leading the way with 140. That Rookie of the Year vote's going to be pretty interesting. Hamilton had the big name coming in, and he's had a real solid year. That just missed. 2-1. There's the group. David Peralta's had a very good second half for Arizona. Not in the lineup tonight because of the lefty Flande on the hill. Chris Owings is in the lineup.
I'll tell you something else about their club and their lineup. 3 rookies in it tonight due to the injuries they've had in their ball club. Ooh, man,
that's bullet up the middle. 1 runner scored. Here comes Ahmed, and he's going to score, and it's 2-1 Arizona on the base hit by Inciarte.
RBIs for him. You know, as a pitcher, it's all about reaction, but this time you're going to have to react really quick. We're right through the wickets on Flande as he tried to get a glove down. Couldn't. It was well beyond him by the time that happened. And he got very good speed in Ahmad. He's going to come around to score with Pacheco leading the way to make it a 2-1 ball game. You know who else was sitting there with Geb? Todd Green, the ex-Rocky catcher that works very closely with Kevin Towers in the Arizona Diamondbacks. There's Todd.
There's Greeny.
Right here. Todd, Geb, KT. We circled them all now. How did it?
You did not want to make a mistake on the inner half. This is slowly hit. Only one play, and that's the first. You didn't want to make a mistake with anything hard on the inner half against Todd Green because he was a turn and burn guy.
That's all he was, but he could do it.
And Ciarte to second. Chris Owings retired, and that'll bring up A.J. Pollock with 2 outs.
And Tony La Russa's here, their new, what is he, president of baseball operations? Is that the right title? Grand
Poobah.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out who the next GM is going to be. Dave Stewart's rumored to going in for an interview shortly. Gary LaRocque, who works for the Cardinals organization.
I believe Stewart already interviewed. He's by some mentioned as the leading candidate.
DeJean Watson, who works for the Los Angeles Dodgers, has made it through the second round. There's Tony. You remember it's Bark? Yeah. Latch is the one. Either he taught Tony or Tony taught Latch. Long time friends in the game.
It's a ground ball cut off by Culberson trying to get his feet, and he got the out at first on Pollock. Well done by Charlie. In the inning, a 2-run single by the rookie Ender Inciarte has given the Diamondbacks a 2-1 lead. Middle of 3. 2-1 Arizona. As we go to the bottom of the third, Johan Flande first, then Josh Rutledge, Drew Stubbs. With George Frazier and Jenny Cavnar, I'm Drew Goodman. Fidel Nuno gave up a home run to Michael Kadire last inning. He has struck out 4 in the ball game so far. And Flande thrown out. Let's take a look at the DirecTV NL West standings. So the Dodgers 20 over 500 after the Rockies beat them up the last couple of days. Their lead now just 2 over the Giants. And the Dodgers continue to trail in Chicago at Wrigley Field 2-0. San Francisco is idle tonight.
Well, and you look at the bottom 2 on that standings there. The Arizona Diamondbacks 1 game ahead of the Colorado Rockies. It may sound trivial, nothing to play for. You'd love to finish 4th. You'd rather not lose 100 games. There is a reason to put on a uniform and play hard these next 2 or 3 days. That's going to bloop in.
Yeah, that's going to drop for Rutledge. Josh hitting .370 in the month of September. That'll help the average even more. And Drew Stubbs will come up next. Called that on strikes, his first AB.
Follow every Rockies game throughout the season until it comes to an end with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone or tablet. Get replay reviews, score stats, audio, and a whole lot more. Download At Bat on the App Store or visit Rockies.com today. How about this, Drew? They got a little place out there in center field for them all. Look at that. Isn't that cool? See, if I brought my dogs, there'd be like a dog fight every 5 steps. Very territorial. These dogs are being so nice. They're going, you know what? They said for left by Stubbs. You know what? This is a pretty good spot. Can we come back next year? I'm liking these hot dogs. The nachos are pretty good. Go get me a Chubb burger, then go to give me a Helton burger. And hey, by the way,
they're better behaved than
can we
sometimes
go to
the fans to be later in games, right?
Can we go to Buckaroos maybe for just a minute, a little ice cream? What do you guys think? Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. And fitting that Tony La Russa is here tonight, because Tony has always done one of his biggest charities, has been taking care of man's best friend.
By the way, you know, you mentioned the 6 RBIs by Morneau, and I got this note.
That ball's a bullet. And almost went over Pollock's head again. And moving up from second to third is Rutledge. Good base running by Josh. First and third, 2 outs. Can't hit it any harder than Morneau just hit it.
Well, I was going to say is that the record for RBIs in an inning, 8. Fernando Tatis hit 2 grand slams in the same inning. Same inning against Channel Park.
Well, yesterday's big hits presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. That was Justin Morneau's 3-run first inning home run. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $449. Visit Mako.com today. About that same spot, Michael Kadire hit a home run last inning. So the Rockies got their run. 2-1 Arizona, 2 outs, first and third for Kadire here in the third.
Got a fastball up, drove it right over the corner of the bullpen. That made it easy for Matt Milano to make a catch out there. Well, maybe not. Hit pretty hard. Went right by him.
Michael's now 17 for 40 against lefties this year. Oh, he just missed that.
That was a whisper for being in the seats.
And Ciarte makes the catch to end the inning. 2 left on for the Rockies. By a grain, he missed it. 2-1 Arizona. Charlie Blackmon, he's got the night off, at least initially. Time for the Steel T Heating and Air Cool Stat. Never a trip charge for a repair. A $69 value. Steel T, the T stands for trust. Go to steelt.com. Players in the modern era to record 3 5-for-5 games in a single season. Well, for Charlie, one was a 6-for-6 game. The last guy to do it was Ichiro in 04. Before that, the great Tony Gwynn in 93. Then you have to go all the way back to Stan the Man in 48, Tris Speaker, Ty Cobb. The first 4 guys on that list are Hall of Famers. Ichiro will be a Hall of Famer, and Charlie joining that group.
How about Friars yesterday, the starter for the Los Angeles Dodgers? He also set a modern major league record to allow at least 10 hits before he got an out. You know what? He ended up getting 3 outs with 10 hits, but he also allowed 8 runs before he got his first out.
No, he didn't get 3 outs.
Yeah, he only got 2/3 of an out. Bad note. Sorry, you missed that one. He only got 2/3.
Scott Elbert came in.
Exactly, but I mean, this poor kid. You know, he was one of those guys spent 7-8 years in the minor leagues. Donnie was talking the other day how he could really pick us up. He'd been throwing the ball really good, and then he ran into some hot bats here at Coors Field, all wearing white jerseys.
I asked Charlie before the game to compare and contrast that 5-hit game with the first 5-hit or 6-hit game, if you will, of the season, and he thought about it for a while, and he said probably the 6-hit game. He said, though, of the 5 hits yesterday, he barreled 4 of them, and the ball he hit up the middle, he hit pretty well. But you just saw the video. He was on the baseball yesterday, and so were his teammates. 21 Rockies hits and a season high 16 runs. A couple other notes on yesterday's huge production. The Rockies in the first inning were 1 short of the club record for hits in any inning. And I'll never forget this game, Frazier, and I know you won't either. That was back in 2010, the middle of the summer, when the Rockies had 12 consecutive hits in the 8th inning against the Cubs.
Oh, man, was that fun.
Flande bounces off the mound. Got to get Aaron Hill, and he will by a full stride. That was one of the more remarkable things I've ever seen in Major League Baseball. 12 straight hits.
It was the Cubs, and there was another game. Was it against the Cardinals, Doug?
With the extra base hits, right?
With the extra base hits with the Cardinals. It was crazy.
Was it like 7 in an inning or something?
Yeah, it was nuts.
1 out. Cody Ross, who hit a ground ball to short at the plate.
I go all the way back to 1998. Matt Manti threw 7 pitches and gave up 5 runs and lost the game for Miami. And when the last ball had left the bat, he knew it was out of the park to lose the game. And before it landed in the seats, he was in the visitors' dugout heading up the stairs. I was like, oh, this guy's throwing 98-mile-an-hour cheese, and it is flying out of here.
Hey, for a couple minutes, he was dominant, Matt Manti.
He's kind of the Curtis Lestanek type mode. By the way, I talked to Jamie Wright the other day. Talks to Curtis all the time. Curtis is doing good. Doing really good.
Does he got somebody interpret for him?
You know what? I thought he should be a star. No foul. He should be a star. And you never watch these shows, but he could be a star on Swamp People.
Curtis was great. He was a character.
Oh, he was great. Yeah, he was. How about, did he hit a home run against Seattle in a rain delay after about 6 hours? And I remember this because Charlie Williams, the umpire, walked over to Lou Pinello's office and said, I'm going to call it. We're done. And he goes, I've sat out here and played in the drizzle for the past 4.5 hours, all right? You are not calling it. It was a tied game. It was like 12th, 13th inning. Lestanek gets a home run down the left field line to win the game.
Probably wished he did, huh? Jorge De La Rosa, we shouldn't leave Jorge out. He gave up only 2 hits, no runs in 6 innings. He's picking off his 14th victory of the year.
45 wins here now.
Yeah, 10 of those wins are at home again. De La Rosa, look at this. Most wins at Coors Field in a single season all time. De La Rosa 10-2 this year. Last year 10-1. 2009 when the Rockies won 92, 10-6.
And Gabe White's 10-2. That was all out of the bullpen. He just said right place, right time.
Inside corner, Cody Ross is dismissed.
Yeah, Cody Ross not very happy with this location of the pitch call, strike 3. He thought the ball was on the inner half, off the plate and down. On a Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo, I can understand why a player would complain where the pitch was caught below the shin guard and then pulled back up and off of the plate.
2 outs for Miguel Montero. He had a fly ball to left his first time.
By the way, I don't know if you read this or not, but Joe West was suspended 1 ball game for grabbing the shirt.
Yeah, a couple days ago that came down, and Jonathan Papelbon suspended for 7 games. This is an easy play for Rutledge.
Easy inning for London.
Yeah. Miguel Montero now 1 for his last 24 at the plate. 2-1 Arizona. Stubbs reflects on his baseball journey that includes College World Series championship with the Texas Longhorns. And then Drew takes a break from swinging the lumber to talking swinging the sticks at the driving range. He hits it a long way. That's tomorrow on Rockies Real Time, right after the ball game. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Rockies in Arizona. Willeen Rosario, look at that pooch.
Hey, we need to come to the game more often. This is fun. I got all these people petting me and hanging around scratching on me. This is a lot better than sitting at home watching it. Let's come to the game. Let me just roam around out here in the bleachers for a little while. I'll be back in an hour. I might be 15 pounds heavier, but I'll be back.
We should have some dogs up to the booth.
We ought to. Jenny, where's Jenny?
1-0 on Willeen, and that's going to be a base hit also. Willeen's 2 for 2. Career .318 hitter against the Diamondbacks. Tying run aboard here in the 4th. Brandon Barnes coming up. Brandon nearly left the yard in the 2nd inning with a drive to the wall that was hauled in by Cody Ross. The Ford Strike Zone is powered by Built Ford Tough trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford Tough. No wonder Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks 37 years straight. Barnes also tearing up Arizona this year. He's hit .417 against the Diamondbacks. Arizona, though, leads the season series this year. They're 9-6 against the Rockies. And they have 4 straight victories here at 20th and Blake. 2 occasions in their history. As you look at Kirk Gibson, they've won 5 straight here at Coors Field. Arizona's gotten really good starting pitching of late. The starters have allowed 3 runs or less in 18 of their last 20 ball games. But many of those have been losses. They just don't score. Left center field, and Ciarte, who moves well, makes the catch. 1 out.
The Super Suites Conference Center Coors Field is available for your game day or non-game day meetings. Groups of 25 to 200 will enjoy the views of the city as well as the baseball field from unique meeting space. Make that phone call, 303 Rockies. Hey, look, there's a purple dog. There's another really big dog trying to get his head in the shot. Who's out running the camera today, guys? I wonder if John grabbed like 5 dogs and bring them up here to Drew.
Normally when you say that, people assume you want hot dogs.
Yeah, but we're talking about 4-legged dogs. Bring him on up.
1 strike on Culberson. Banned his first time against Vidal Nuno. Nolan Arenado, who was battling early onset pneumonia, in all likelihood, he was at the ballpark today briefly, in all likelihood done for the year. By the time he gets his strength back, there'll only be a couple of days left, and then you have to get your wind back and so on. Walt was talking about him before the ball game. He had basically a season interrupted by an injury, but he had a great second year in the big leagues, and he ought to win a Gold Glove for his work at third. Continues to grow offensively.
Well, as long as it doesn't become a popularity in a performance contest, the Gold Glove should be given to him.
I hope it's a performance.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. As long as it doesn't become popularity contest. Cayley already starting to warm up down in the Rockies bullpen with Flande's pitch count. And they're going to watch that a little bit. He's only at 47.50, but he hadn't been stretched out all year, but he's also due up third. You're down by 1. That's what Walt probably thinking in the back of his mind.
And Culberson loops this to shallow center, left center, excuse me, and it's caught by Ahmed. Nice drop step and running catch out there by the Diamondback shortstop. 2 outs. DJ LeMahieu coming up. Rosario still at first. Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Nolan Arenado will finish the year at 287, 18 home runs, 61 ribbies in just 432 at bats. He also had 34 doubles. That goes to the backstop. If the Rockies could take advantage. DJ at the plate.
Instead of trying to pick this out, put your body in front of it. Miguel tried to. Oh, that hit the front. That hit like the lip of the plate and bounced straight in the air. Tough play. Very difficult play to try to block that.
Think about Nuno, the right-handed batters. He keeps cutting the ball in on the hands.
It's 2-plane cut. One is on the hands, the other is below the hands. And that's when he gets way up on top. That's what he's gotten the strikeouts on. That's what he got DJ earlier, is on that good hard down and in cutter. Went back in again with it. 81 miles an hour. He'll vary that from 81 to 85. Wow, pretty good fastball, inner half. 52 pitches. You know, you see a ball in and you think it's going to freeze you, because you think it's going to break in under your hands, because that's what he's been a steady diet of so far. There's the flat cutter. That's the ball that cut straight in on the hands versus below the hands. Pretty good, difficult read. Look out. E1, E21.
Yeah, that went 5-hole on EY.
Is that the same thing as between your legs?
Yeah.
Okay. So you use all this new terminology like barrel it up, and I'd say hit it really hard.
Yeah, they didn't use barrel it up.
You know, when they say opposite
80s,
field, you mean he went the other direction? You know, got gap power, off gap power. I just say, oh, power to the other field, other side of the field. Yeah. That's all the new terminologies that these guys come up with that do all the statistical stuff. He's got off gap power. You mean he hits the ball well the other way? Yeah, the same thing.
Nuno does not have to give in here with first base unoccupied. 2 outs. LeMahieu with 38 RBIs. Rosario at second base. Rockies down 2-1 in the 4th. Good breaking ball right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's just getting on top of that hard cutter. And earlier, Kadire fouled off. Finally went away with one. He hit it out of the ballpark. Then he tried to come in again, and he drove that sucker deep and high to left. It just didn't happen. See the spin on that baseball? He's trying to get on top of that to get a little more down plane, and DJ able to fight it off.
And softly hit the second, gloved by Owings to end the inning. So the Rockies got a leadoff hit from Rosario. Couldn't move him along. 2-1 Arizona. Recap with the 7th inning stretch to good use. Get First Bank's free check at eFirstBank.com. Rockies had a 1-0 lead when Michael Kadire hit a home run in the 2nd. Ender Inciarte in the 3rd would have a 2-run single up the middle. That's all the offense. Johan Flande, solid numbers. Couple runs in 4 innings, a strikeout and a walk. He's back out there in the 5th. Again, he was starting, so he was stretched out. And then for a few weeks, he was working out of the bullpen.
And it's really not that easy to come back out of being in the bullpen a third of an inning, a third of an inning, 2/3 of an inning, and then try to get extended really deep into a ball game. So if the Rockies rally was killed in the last inning, well, they will go back out, as Drew mentioned.
This will be Pacheco. That's a guess. It could be his last inning.
Pacheco with a single, then the walk. sacrifice and a single by Inciarte. Scored both those runs, and that's where we're a 2-win ball game.
So Pacheco will lead it off. Arizona plays 4 here in Denver. Then they go to Minneapolis to take on the Twins. And their final 3 games will be at home against St. Louis. Center field, Drew Stubbs. And George Pacheco's retired. This is the 5th inning. It's our Twitter Talk inning. Will the players in the minor league move to the new ballpark? Yes, absolutely. That's the minor league team could be owned by somebody else, but the players are governed by the major league franchise.
And probably the reason you all asked that too is because years ago the AAA guy would have 1 or 2 that he would say, ah, this guy's on the team, I'll pay him, in the old days, because they were from the hometown. They were older guys. They could drive in a lot of runs. They could do a lot of the right things. They did PR work for them in the off season, sold ads in the off season, but that's long gone now.
Did you ever play in Springfield?
Springfield, Illinois, you bet.
Did you ever play in your hometown?
Oh, no. Never had a minor league team there. But I did play in Springfield, Illinois. We didn't have a locker room until the end of May. We dressed at home. My wife was my clubby. It was like American Legion ball. We came to the park, swing and a miss, a strikeout to throw down a complete the out. Yeah, we used to go to the park in our sleeves, and we changed in the men's bathroom after batting practice. Lamphere Park.
Welcome to pro ball, huh?
Well, that was AAA. That was AAA at the time.
Welcome to the highest level of pro ball.
Yeah, and the way we kept warm during the games, because there wasn't a locker room to go into in the bullpen in early May, we built a bonfire down in the bullpen in a big 50-gallon steel drum.
It's like out of a Rocky movie.
And you know who I sat and talked to the whole time? He'd sit in the corner, Satchel Paige. He and ARI Smith had a love affair, and ARI would bring him in every single game, home game, and Satchel would sign autographs for the first 2 innings, and he'd come down and sit in the bullpen.
What a treat that must have been.
I'm telling you, it was a blast for me. I love the history of the game, to talk to him.
0-1 misses on Nuno. Do the Rockies play fantasy football? Everybody plays fantasy football.
I never have figured it all out yet, Doug. You play fantasy football, Doug? Will you pick their players, receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, touchdowns, receptions, all that stuff count?
Trip already happened, but early in the season, it's an annual thing that every player will wear a jersey of their favorite player, usually somebody on their fantasy team, and there's a big picture taken before we board the plane. Two, and this is bounced to short. Rutledge has it. And a strong inning for Flande. 1-2-3 in the 5th. It's 2-1 as Johan jogs off the mound. Arizona up a run. Hello there. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a truck, it's an F-150, and it's built Ford tough. By Southwest Airlines, without a heart, it's just a machine. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. It is Pooch night at the ballpark. Bark at the park. So many well-behaved dogs. Having a blast. Take a little nap between innings while they warm up, and they'll sit up and watch.
That's right.
Kyle Parker's going to pinch hit for Johan Flande, and the breaking ball from Nuno is in there for a strike. Kyle, the former two-sport star at Clemson, was telling me before the ball game he's probably going to get back for the Clemson South Carolina game right after Thanksgiving. Nice work tonight again by Flande.
Yeah, 5 innings, couple of hits given up. Did a really nice job. Build off of that. Probably going to get another one right after this. We'll get another look at for the Rockies. Eddie Butler's going to start on Saturday.
1-2. Parker fouls it off. I asked Kyle when he was coming out of Jacksonville area in Florida where he was recruited. And it came down for him, Clemson, where he went, and Ole Miss, because they were the two schools that were going to allow him to play both. So how about the Florida schools? Miami recruited him for baseball. Flirted a little bit with Florida State in football, but he knew from day one that he wanted to play both sports. And he was a heck of a quarterback at Clemson.
Montero caught it.
Go ahead, George. I'm sorry.
I was going to say on this backswing, you wonder about a little bit of a delay here. Montero caught the backswing of Kyle Parker coming around, caught him right on the end of the elbow.
And that's strike 3 on Parker. George, pay attention.
Yes, sir.
This
yes,
is
sir.
one that you really enjoy. Did you know that money generated from hunting and fishing in our state creates jobs and protects wildlife? So when you see a hunter or angler, give them a hug. Learn more at hugahunter.com.
That's why everybody was hugging me yesterday, because I was fishing?
You were fishing yesterday, yeah. I'm going to go with you one of those times.
I've been asking every time I go. Drew, did I not ask Dougie? You and Drew want to go? Dougie's got an excuse. He's got a 2-month-old baby at home. Yeah, those two right there. Wow, be nice. Don't jump at it. Be nice.
The one
I'm not feeding the one on the right. I'm out on that.
The one on the seat is much gentler. And
see that one there? No, you're going to come back with no fingernail one night. Oh, he's going to tell him to turn around. Well, I can't. You got me jammed in here. How am I going to turn around? Okay, I did it.
Huh. They look like they're related.
You think? Look at the one sitting down, looking in the back row, going, "What do you got?"
All right. I love Goldens are great. As soon as I open that door, guaranteed, dogs are going to greet me.
Sure they are. That's the greatest man's best friend. What do you think, man?
Line foul.
I like to take him out to the farm, turn him out. I turn that beagle down, and all I see is a tail straight in the air. His nose is down, and he's gone.
Beagle?
Oh, he loves it. Yeah. Gonna have to wipe the lens off, maybe. Look at him. He's going, hey, wait a minute.
Shy,
yeah.
Rutledge fouls this off again. Josh, a base hit his last time up, 1 for 2.
Well, the boxer sleeps in my bed. And so when I get home, it's like, what are you doing showing up? I had the whole left side to myself.
That is rope just foul. Now, how big's the beagle?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. He needs to walk her a lot. He needs to go to the doggy diet spot. Now hugging the line anyway, just out of the reach and just into foul territory.
And the boxer sleeps in bed. How big's the boxer?
He's about 60 pounds. 70.
Well, we got the English sheepdog. That 70 pounds. That takes up.
Just give him a pillow and let him go sleep. That's all.
And she does not want to move.
No. Rutledge
Battling away at 3-2 count. Vidal Nuno 0-6. He did win a couple of games with the Yankees this year. 0-6 in the National League. And a good at bat for Rutledge. So Josh goes to first with 1 out, and that'll bring up Drew Stubbs, who had a base hit his last time. That's the first walk allowed by Nuno.
I want to see how Mott answers this. I want to see if he starts to cheat over a little bit. A little bit surprising to me. Aaron Hill's even with the grass with 1 out. And Drew, I'm trying to think back. When was the last time Stubbs had a bunt base hit? Yeah, great speed. And I'm glad he's up there, because if he throws that down and in slider, he could shoot a rocket down that third baseline. You never even see it go by. 2-1 now, Chicago over the Dodgers. Milwaukee over St. Louis 2-0. How about Wainwright? Complete game again last night.
His 19th victory matched Clayton Kershaw. Two-strike count on Stubbs.
He's climbed the ladder with his fastball and got the strikeout.
He's got 6 punch outs in 4 2/3. That'll bring up Morneau. Justin could not have hit it any harder his last time up. A bullet to deep center. It's 0 for 2, also a strikeout. We thank you for tweeting us your questions during Toyota Talk. As always, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM. You can get more questions answered there.
All I got to say.
Yeah, strike called. Here's Morneau fouling this off. It's 0-2. Mike Redmond made it official late yesterday that Giancarlo Stanton, despite his desire to get a couple of at-bats before the end of the year, is not going to play anymore this year, and that is a called strike 3 by Bill Miller. And Justin Morneau having a discussion with Bill Miller. 7 strikeouts, including 3 in the inning for Nuno. Through 5, it's 2-1 Arizona. Of the 6th inning, Tommy Kahnle's now in for Flande. You saw the call by home plate umpire Bill Miller, and recently we talked to a guy that has been an umpire now for a fair share of years in the big leagues, Chris Ciccione, about the importance of a catcher in framing the pitches.
So you're watching the pitcher, you're watching the ball come in, you're seeing if you got a good look at crossing the plate in the zone, and it also, the way the catcher receives it could determine, and I know, but sometimes you're squeezed inside or whatever, and it's that borderline pitch, and if the catcher really gives you a good stick, then boom, you know, it sells it a little bit better. But that pitch is borderline and he kind of takes it down, it's a little harder to call that a strike.
It just goes to show the importance. Renee Latchman always working with the Rockies catchers, and Jerry Weinstein the last couple of years who was at the big league level. Real quick, he used to use a phrase, a strip ball, where you take a strike out of the zone and it becomes a ball, and then there was other ones that are borderline that he would chart that became strikes that maybe weren't.
If you got a jabber and a drifter behind the plate, you're not going to get pitches called a strike. If you jab at a pitch, you're not going to get it. One pretty good wheels there, you're going to beat that out. And if you're a drifter, meaning that when the pitch comes in, if you let it drift your hand out of the zone, because you, like you just heard Chris say, if you got a catcher that sticks it, and if they don't stick it, it makes it a lot harder to receive the ball. And that's what you see with Montero. It's right in the center of his body. It's close enough to the corner. But look at the hand extend, catch the ball, and just stick it. Was it a ball? Sure it was. But you also got to remember, Nuno's been living on the outside corner today, and he hadn't missed any spots at all.
That's why they used to say, as you look at Tommy Kahnle's numbers, Chris Owens at the plate, they used to say that Maddox would get pitches 2 and 3 inches off the plate. And he did, I'm sure, at times. But he had such impeccable control that umpires were influenced that, you know, he's putting the ball right there all night long.
But Drew, the game's changed now to where a lot of these young umpires coming up, yeah, they know you got a veteran guy on the mound. They know he's pretty good. But Greg Maddux earned the reputation with 355 wins or whatever, you know, whatever it was, most as any right-hander in the game, that at 355 he's going to wear out these corners. He's earned that right from a veteran umpire. A young umpire behind the plate, they're probably not going to call it. Bill Miller's going to work both sides of the plate tonight. It's obvious. Cody Ross was mad over a call. You ought to figure that out halfway through an inning or halfway through. Man, he's calling everything low and he's calling it side to side, boys. Better be hacking.
Owens 2 groundouts in the ball game. Outside 2-0.
But here's the big thing about it as a catcher. For me, throwing to a good catcher. You can't drop to a knee on a breaking ball. You can't jab at the breaking ball or fastball, and you can't drift with the slider or sinker. You've got to be able to, as Chris said, you got to be able to stick and hold.
Pirates beat the Red Sox tonight 3-2. Saw Morneau strike out in his last at bat. Justin's 0 for 3. Harrison went 2 for 4, so Harrison finishes the evening at 319. Right now he's currently in front of Morneau. Way inside, it's 3-0.
Spin around.
Cubs have opened up a 4-1 lead on the Dodgers. They're in the 5th inning. Runner going, doesn't matter, ball 4.
Missed bat.
Now 2 on, and you're in the thick part of the lineup. A.J. Pollock coming to the plate, coming off a broken hand, just returned in the last couple of weeks. Here's our AT&T fan photo of the game.
Wait a minute, you got 2 balls? That's not fair.
That's a good night at the ballpark. Tweet your photo to #COFanPhoto for an opportunity to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Tomorrow we ought to have a picture of a dog. Pollock tonight has twice hit the ball on the ground. Charlie Culberson at third. That would work well here. So the conference done. Pollock will step in. AJ was born and raised in Connecticut, went to Notre Dame, where he was a big star. Led the Fighting Irish in hitting 3 straight years. Misses 2, and it's 1-0.
Didn't Counsell go to Notre Dame too? I
Yes.
thought he did. Craig Counsell, a long time. So now he's working for Milwaukee. Special assistant to Doug Melton. Jimmy Wright's like, all right, timeout, fellas. 1 is a fastball, 2 is a curve.
Well, he doesn't. He obviously sees something.
Well, nobody's warming up.
Cantley.
Right, nobody's warming up right now. But you also had your catcher just came to the mound and talked to you. And now you go back behind home plate and you're still trying to figure out what you're going to throw. Hey, the rooftop is here. There's no question about it. What a big success it has been, but time's running out. Arrive early for the pregame festivities, beer specials before first pitch. The rooftop is a place to be during the baseball season now.
Still busy up top on the rooftop.
Always is.
1-0 on Pollock. He's back-to-back MVP at Notre Dame. First time that had happened since Aaron Heilman.
Boy, I hadn't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, right-handed pitcher.
Went on to Arizona to become a right-handed reliever, and then he just like disappeared.
Yeah, he was
Went to
a
Texas in the minor leagues.
as a starter. Was with the Mets for a while, and then worked out of the pen. He did well out of the pen.
Then he went to Texas, and then he just like bye-bye.
2-0, bunt single, and now 6 straight out of the zone by Cantley. First and second, nobody out. Two and one. You know, the Cubs up 4-1, as I mentioned, on the Dodgers, and that's Zach Greinke on the hill. That's not supposed to happen. Greinke's given up 4 runs on 9 hits in 5 innings.
Well, they left here abused. Rockies got after everybody. You know, Matt Belisle has started to play catch down in the bullpen, trying to get ready. Walt doesn't want this game getting carried away in a 2-1 game. Belisle worked a scoreless a couple of days ago against the Dodgers.
Strike 2-2. Stubbs shaded toward right center field. Nobody out. 2-2 fastball, and it's knocked through the right side. Getting the baseball's Kadire, and stopping at third is Inciarte. Michael got to it in a hurry, so the bases are loaded. Nobody out for Aaron Hill, who's been a notorious Rockies killer through the years.
And he has flown out to right, grounded out to the pitcher, and now, or excuse me, first, grounded out to first. It's a fastball right down the middle on a 3-2 count, shot to the right side, right through the hole between LeMahieu and Morneau.
Hill in 52 career games against the Rockies has a hit in 43 of them. .343 average, 6 home runs, 35 ribbies.
.222 average with the bases loaded. Their ball club this year has hit .226 as a team, coming up with 4 home runs and 26 opportunities. Doug, who was the 2 teams? Seattle, and who else hadn't hit a grand slam? The Dodgers have yet to hit a grand slam this year. Dodgers are going to need one in Chicago. They're trailing, as Drew mentioned, 4-1.
Not close. It's 2-0. Bunt single, a walk, and a sharp single between first and second by A.J. Pollock. Bases loaded. Diamondbacks in the 6th inning, leading 2-1. Nobody out.
Now I'm not finding the zone at all. Something doesn't look right with his delivery to me, and I'm sure that's why Jimmy Wright went out to visit for one. Pete Duggar continues to watch on the steps, and Matt Blau continues to get loose in the bullpen.
Good job by Willeen, kind of putting the pitch on the top of the zone. Talk about how the ball's received, and that may have been high, and looks high in the 4th strike zone. Watch how Willeen received this.
Turn the glove down. Who do you see do that an awful lot just recently in St. Louis?
Yadier Molina. That's the master. 3-1. And that'll force in a run, and that probably will force Walt's hand. Tommy, really, for a guy who had a reputation for struggling with command in the minor leagues, has not here with the Rockies, but tonight he has been missing and missing badly. So Walt will have to go to the bullpen. He'll bring in Matt Belisle. 3-1 Arizona. Johan Flande gave up 2 runs on just 2 hits in 5 innings. A walk and 2 strikeouts for Johan. So Canley walks off. Here comes Matt. Love Labradoodles. Diamondbacks 3, Rockies 1. Let's check our CenturyLink link to what's next. Pitching matchup tomorrow. The guy who's had a very fine rookie year for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Chase Anderson, 9-6 record against Jordan Lyles, who's been very good for the Rockies in an injury-plagued season. He is 6-3. That's tomorrow, our CenturyLink link to what's next. Matt Belisle has inherited a very difficult situation. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the veteran Cody Ross at the plate.
You hope to get out of this with only 1 run scoring on this situation with bases loaded, nobody out. That's a difficult thing anytime to enter it. You see the numbers on Matt Belisle making his 64th appearance, an overall record of 4-7. Obviously not the year that Matt had enjoyed or wanted to have. There's been ups and downs with it, but he's not going to stop battling you, I can tell you that.
This is a fly ball to pretty deep right center field. This is really carrying. Michael will get back there, make the catch, and everybody tags and moves up. Owings scores the 4th Arizona run for Cody Ross's 14th RBI. You know what? I said Labradoodle. I meant Golden Doodle. We have a couple of those. But we did a little research. We were talking to the owners. John, our camera operator out there, and said that this Pooch's favorite food is carrots. I've never heard, his name's Donkey also, I've never heard of a dog eating carrots.
But wait a second.
Heard of rabbits eating carrots.
The dog's name is Donkey.
Yeah.
Donkeys and horses like carrots. I'm just saying.
He looks healthy. He's eating his vegetables. Miguel Montero runners at second and third. On the corner.
Strikeout would be huge. Ground out and get you out of the inning. Count even at 1-1.
No swing.
Now Montero, as you mentioned earlier, he's always been a Rocky killer. This year the average is not quite as high, but he also 13 home runs. That's what I thought they might do. Fell behind 2-1. Go ahead, put him at first base, set up the double play, and try to get out of the inning with a hard sinker.
So they're loaded up again. Pacheco, 1 for 2, will take his turn.
Pacheco coming up with the bases loaded, has yet to perform. 0 for 2. Catcher at first, runs with average speed. Pacheco average speed. Get a ball on the ground and get walled out of this inning.
Jordan drives it to right for a base hit. 1 run is scored. And Aaron Hill is going to come home. A 2-run single by the former Rocky Jordan Pacheco. And all of a sudden Arizona's up 6-1. Now
Pacheco having a pretty good night. He scored a run. He's got 2 hits, and now he's driven in 2. Fastball set to the outside corner. Had some late tail to it. Jordan just took it to right field. That brought into 2 runs. He now has 16 RBIs on the season.
Nick Ahmed, the 8th man to hit here in the 6th inning. 6 runs on just 5 hits.
Defense shortens up the middle, try to get the double play ball on an 0-1 count. Cutter that just cut to the outside. Bilal trying to go inside with the pitch. But yet it was inside the strike zone. Doesn't get called a strike. 94 miles an hour from Matt.
And this ball line to center field. Stubbs gets there.
I tell you what, this guy has got terrific athleticism playing in center field. And that ball carried almost out of his glove range, too. I mean, that's just pretty surprising. The ball must be really, really carrying or a lot of backspin, because he starts to come in and has to angle back, utilizing his athleticism to get to the ball. So he had angle in, then out, and then a reach to come up with it.
Two gone, and the pitcher Vidal Nuno.
Arizona 3 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position, and they had struggled to score runs for Nuno all year. Less than 3 in his starts with Arizona. You know, not the case here. Already 6 up on the board. Rockies are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
They've lost 9 of 12 coming in. The only 3 they won during the 12-game stretch were in succession. They beat San Diego twice and the Giants in the first of 3 recently. And they scored runs in those games, 10-8-6. But other than that, a lot of 2s, 1s. Shut out at AT&T by the Giants. Tonight they have 6.
Just because a pitcher's up in an average of 0.59, you're ahead 1-2. Come with that hard slider on the back foot and get him out of there. Get the inning over with.
So Bilal strikes out Nuno. 4 runs in the inning. All of them will be charged to Tommy Kahnle. 6-1 Arizona. Maybe I am hungry.
That's a rhyme whiner. Did you know that?
No.
Got little short tails.
Pretty dog. Bark at the Park night. Tomorrow's Fan Friday. Tweet us your questions at @RootSports_RM using the hashtag Toyota Talk for a chance to have your questions answered by us on the air during Friday's game against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that a baby. Come on, shake my hand. You know, they do that a lot at the minor leagues. They do it about once a month. They have bark at the park, bark at the park.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, there'll be sometimes, I mean, I've seen it at Tulsa 500. come to the park. And what's really cool is you see the little bitty poodle and the St. Bernard. They're the Great Dane.
Sit next to each other.
Same owner. Same owners. You know, they bring their 2 dogs to the park.
Coexisting just nicely.
Doing great. Yeah. They really like Thirsty Thursday. No, just kidding.
This is back up the middle, and it's on through. A top spin base hit up the middle for Michael Kadire. He's got a home run tonight. And a fly ball to deep left field. So he's 2 for 3. Rockies trying to counter, down by 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll bring up Willeen Rosario. Willeen's 2 for 2, a double and a single. He has not scored tonight.
Rosario with a hard line drive, dead center field, comes around to score, and then he hooked that ball in between short and third for a base hit. And now the Rockies with nobody out in Kadire, and Willeen got a changeup. It appears in the Rocky bullpen, Franklin Morales has started to warm up.
This underneath the mezzanine section. Rockies 41-36 at home after taking 2 of 3 from Los Angeles. Two on Willeen with Barnes on deck. You know, the Rockies have a chance. Depends what happens with San Diego. To have one of the top marks. This ball has got a hook on it also. At home in the National League West, the Dodgers are 40-35 at home. They've done such a great job out on the road. The Giants are 42-35 at home. San Diego right now is the best record at home. They're 42-32. The only team below 500 at home is Arizona, 32-46. Again, the Rockies 41-36. And this is a pop fly to right center field. Pollock moving over, making the play. And that'll bring up Brandon Barnes. The day after every Rockies win, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. Look how fast it went with our crew the other night. The promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com is the way to go. 10% of net sales will be donated to Children's Hospital Colorado. If you notice, the same folks seem to be eating all the pizza.
I'm telling you, I'm watching Woody there, and see, he's the one with the gray and the red sleeves and the red hair right there.
He went up like 8 times.
Well, yeah, but he eats, and he lays back in his chair for a while, and he comes back up and gets some more. Love you, Woody.
Sam Reniason showed us, Sam's our home plate camera operator, showed us the robo at another ballpark. Where was that? Baltimore. It was in Baltimore today. And the Woody runs one of the robos along with Speedy.
Right.
And it was hit by a foul ball. Squared up, blew it up. That's never happened here, I don't think.
Never has happened, have it, Woody? Say yes or no. Has it ever happened, Woody? Nope.
This ball's lined to right center field and deep by Barnes. It'll short hop the wall. Ross will play fetch. Kadire is coming home, and he'll score. It's 6-2 on the double by Brandon Barnes. It's the second time he's hit it to deep right center. The first time Ross made a really nice play on it.
He made a really nice play all the way against the wall. That was in his first at bat. Then it was a fly ball to left field with the second at bat. but not on this one. Very good low ball hitter. Tried to take the ball to the inner half. Barnes utilized the strength that he has to one-hop that right field wall. Ross comes up with it. Mike Harkey will go to the mound now to visit with Nuno and Montero here now.
You realize, looking at Miguel Montero and Vidal Nuno, how big a man Mike Harkey is. Mike pitched for the Rockies.
Son's an NFL tight end, isn't he?
Yeah, he's with the Cardinals, I believe, right? He's with the Cardinals. Mike was very close with Joe Girardi. Should say is very close with Joe Girardi.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Joe's a very friendly guy.
Yes, he is.
Remembers his teammates and fans.
Culberson at the plate. Chance to inflict some more damage. Barnes at second base. Still plenty of time for the Rockies offense. We're in the 6th inning, 6-2 Arizona.
Zeke Spurl is down warming up in the bullpen for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another former Rocky, Will Harris, is in that bullpen.
Will Harris is throwing the ball very well.
Another former Rocky, Chaz Rowe, who was a sandwich pick, got picked up on waivers from Arizona by the New York Yankees. He's in the big leagues with them. Tell you what, watching the Angels and Mariners last night, tell you what, the Angels have put on a show. That's foul.
I think they won big last night, even with Mike Trout going 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs.
Yeah, they had one walk. I mean, they had one run going into 6th, 7th inning and put a 5 spot up on the board.
Side 2-2.
Second and third time through now, and this is the third at bat for Charlie. He's not chasing that hard cutter under his hands. They pound in the zone. Now they're starting to stay off of that. 96 pitches thrown, 72 strikes for the left-hander.
He just keeps wearing guys out on the inner half. Their balls, once you have 2 strikes, George, you know, they're balls you just can't let go by. They're cutters in. You got to fire at it. You can't just leave it in the hands of Bill Miller.
Where he's getting it when he starts to get a little depth on the baseball. I thought Montero's done a pretty good job calling the game tonight, too.
Generally does. Up the middle. Good swing by Culberson. Here comes the Rockies' 3rd run. Brandon Barnes finally got a pitch out over the plate. Charlie comes through his 22nd ribby. Very nice response after the Rockies saw 4 Arizona Diamondbacks score last half inning.
Well, they did everything that they could pitch-wise. They went away, down and in, and then they come back in again. Then they go down and away, and this time Charlie set on it. Didn't try to do a lot with it. Stayed really short, quick to the baseball. Took it right back up the middle, and picking up that 22nd RBI, cutting the lead to 3. Well, Kirk Gibson has seen enough after 5 and 3rd innings. He'll head down to his bullpen.
Brewers leading 6-3 over the Rockies. Rockies have scored 2 here in the inning. There's 1 out. DJ LeMahieu coming up, and Zeke Spruill is in the ball game. We referenced the camera that was broken in Baltimore. We have the video of it, the RoboCam. Adam Jones at the plate, fouled it off, right? Then there was a loud bang.
Well, I thought you meant you like tore it to pieces. It just broke the lens. I mean, you acted like I thought it just like blew it completely off the screen.
Yeah, I'm sure that camera's fine.
You said destroyed.
I would say that lens was destroyed. Culberson at first. Spruill came in the Justin Upton deal a couple seasons ago. Originally a second-round pick of the Atlanta Braves. This year at Reno. Got some starts. Also worked out of the bullpen there. His first big league win recently.
He doesn't normally walk people. He typically keeps the ball on the ground for double plays.
And the hit and runs on. This could leak through. Nope. Good recovery there by Chris Owens. DJ with that natural swing path toward right field. A perfect guy to hit and run with.
But it was going to be a no. He was in the on deck circle. Now with a chance to throw 2 out in a hurry, Ben Polson has stepped out there.
Managers like the hit and run if it's executed properly. At the worst, you get a runner in scoring position. Mike Harkey again to the mound. Autoglass issues. Trust Safe Light. Phone numbers 303-287-5000. Online at safelight.com.
I guarantee you these two met up during the regular season. Polson at Colorado Springs, and he was at Reno, same division. Does Safe Light carry lenses for cameras?
They may. Did you blink?
You did. You ducked, actually.
Well, when Sam showed it to me earlier on his smartphone, I did jerk my head back a little bit.
Paulson 4 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year, hitting .333. That's what 4 for 12 is, Drew. That's new math. All brought to you by Doug Marino.
Paulson with a ground ball to second. This will end the inning. Rockies, though, put a couple on the board. Kadire got it going with a single. Barnes had a run-scoring double. Culberson a run-scoring single. And it's 6-3 as we go to the 7th at Coors Field. Time for the Cooney Lexus look back. Cooney Lexus, where luxury has a new address open in Greenwood Village in Colorado Springs. Michael Kadire got the scoring going with his 8th home run of the year. Arizona, however, would come back. Next inning, Ender Inciarte hit one right between the legs and up the middle. And the legs of Blonde. It was 2-1 Arizona. And George Pacheco hurting his former club with a 2-run single in the 6th, the 4-run 6th inning, in fact, for Arizona. They led 6-1, but the Rockies got 2 last half inning. And now as we move to the 7th, they'll hand the baseball to Franklin Morales. Frankie went back to the bullpen, and the Rockies decided to go with Blonde as a starter. So Morales on for the 34th time this year.
Started against St. Louis just 5 days ago. Frankie making his 34th appearance, bounced between the bullpen and the starting rotation. His last relief appearance for the Rockies came on August the 1st. He'll give it a shot right now. You see Frankie on the year, 97 strikeouts.
Ender Inciarte will lead off.
That's a fun name to say, isn't it?
Inciarte. Yeah. Well, I like what he's done, George. He's handled the bat well for him. He's played a good center field. Tonight he's in left field. One ball, one strike. He's got 9 outfield assists this year, which is tied for the most among rookies in the National League with Billy Hamilton. Been successful on 10 of 11 stolen bases. He had an 18-game hitting streak earlier this summer. Left center field, and Barnes makes the play. Brandon's a good outfielder.
Stays on balls, really good against left-handers.
Chris Owens coming up. Well, when you have injuries, it means somebody's going to get an opportunity, typically a young player. We've seen some young players come through for the Rockies, given their opportunity.
You got to take advantage of it. You may not get it again for a while.
Much like Charlie Blackmon. Charlie finally was able to get through spring training healthy and remain healthy through the season, and you got to see his immense talent on display. He had an all-star season. Yesterday, 5 for 5, closing in on 20 home runs, closing in on 30 stolen bases.
That's all good stuff for Charlie, and that's the big key to it. And he stayed healthy this entire year, picking spots of where he has been a part of it. Soft fly ball to left field off the end of the bat. Now
Owens retired, and that'll bring up Pollard. Corey Dickerson took advantage of his opportunity. And I think the #1 young player for the Rockies that really took enormous strides forward, Tyler Matzik.
Well, he did. I think so. I think I would agree with that. On the everyday basis, though, Corey and Charlie did a heck of a job. But you know, to come up here and make 16, 17 starts and to turn it around after the way he started, 6 wins now. And he goes 6 innings or more. You're talking to Kevin Griggs on the right. He was his manager at Tulsa last year.
This is to third, fair ball. Holderson, strong throw, strong inning for Franklin Morales. Rockies go right back to the bat rack, down by 3 in the 7th.
On September 21st, Drew? Huh? Do you? It's the last bike to the game, pal.
You're going to tell me, right?
Yeah, it's the last bike to the game against the Diamondbacks are in town. Check out the back lot near Gate E before the 4th inning for your chance to win some prizes. Visit Rockies.com/green for more information. Bike to the game. That's this Sunday, the last one. Last home game. That was tough filming that, I'm telling you. Riding the bike, holding the camera, doing everything. Think anybody help me?
Yeah, I'm buying that. Josh Rutledge at the plate in the 7th inning. Drew Stubbs, Justin Morneau to follow. 2nd inning for Zeke Spruill. The final 2 outs in the 6th inning. Out of Marietta, Georgia, and this is to shallow right. Handled by Cody Ross. Stubbs tonight, a single in 3 trips. He struck out twice. Vidal Nuno goes 5 1/3, 3 runs, 8 hits. He walked 1, struck out 7, and another strike. That's a real good slider, not only with the depth of it, George, but the location, huh?
Well, Reno's not at a great place to pitch either. It's a little altitude. You got to be able to stay up on top of the ball and really make sure your fingers are on top. So we're all glad to adjust that.
And I'm glad you addressed that, George, because some people were wondering with the Rockies changing the city of their AAA affiliation from Colorado Springs to Albuquerque, so why not go somewhere where there isn't much altitude at all? But I think that helps prepare pitchers for when they get here.
Well, I will say this. I mean, there was not a lot available where there's no altitude. But I understand what you're saying, to be prepared at the same sea level. That's the other side of it. You're pitching the same as here in Denver.
Spruill, a 1-2-3 inning as Morneau grounds to short. We'll go to the 8th, 6-3 Arizona. behind a 4-run 6th inning, leading 6-3 over the Rockies. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, and Jenny Cavnar. Franklin Morales, a spotless 7th. He's on for the 8th as well. Aaron Hill, Cody Ross, Miguel Montero scheduled for Arizona. Slow curveball, and evidently just outside. Towering fly ball to Barnes in left. Now just a waiting game.
Good pitch, good result.
Well, you can't keep the Dodgers down for long, I guess. They've taken a 6-4 lead at Wrigley Field.
Did they do that against Pedro Strop?
They got 5 in the 7th, George, against well, there's some errors against Ramirez. That's a base hit. So Cody Ross reaches, and that'll bring up Montero. Neil Ramirez gave up 5 runs, but only 1 was earned.
So who made the error on for the Cubs?
The error was made by the second baseman, Logan Watkins. Montero against Morales. Brett Jackson's going to pinch run for Cody Ross. Cody still has that hip issue. Miguel at 243. Been above 260 most of the year. He slumped a little bit of late. This guy's a gamer. Plays every day. Good receiver, and he lines into a double play. Fastest going of late for Montero. Rockies will take it gladly. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rockies down 3. Kadira lead off. Crash located around the right field foul pole with this beautiful camera shot of the new left fielder Brett Jackson. New right fielder Brett Jackson.
Let me help you out. Right side right, left side left. There he is.
Left field foul pole. I was getting the
Crash
lefts and
wave.
the rights mixed
Bigger
up.
than that. Come on, Crash. A little better wave than that.
Crash, do you ever honestly?
That's better.
Crash, listen to us for a second. Do you ever honestly, in between half innings, run over and get some frozen yogurt since it's right behind you? You're not telling?
You don't have to.
Yeah, there's the evidence.
Good for Crash.
I love that. It's been, that stuck. That goes back, man. It has to go back 15 years ago. He's driving one of the company vans to a shoot, and he's Crash, a hard-working guy, and he had like 2 accidents in 3 days. Thus the nickname Crash. Have I embellished it all? Did I Frazier that story up? That's down the left field line. Fair ball for Kadire.
Did another
and
hit.
Michael's going to try to stretch it into a double, and he's got himself one. 3rd hit of the night for Kadire.
Tell you what, they get a ball up. He's so quick on that inner half of the plate. The reaction to the fastball in and able to just turn on it. The Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo. No action in their bullpen. This ball out over the head of Aaron Hill into third base. Not able to cut it off. Kadire hustle into second base. You don't think small, think RBIs right here. Come up with a big base hit.
Well, Wallin has swung it well tonight, and he's got his 3rd hit. Kadire coming home. The throw to the plate is going to be late, and it's 6-4. Nobody out in the 8th inning. Michael Kadire, Wallin Rosario, a combined 6 for 8 tonight.
49 RBIs now for Wallin. Fastball in, out of the right off the backside of Sperl into the outfield. No throw from AJ in center field, and Kadire can coast home. Ball was very high on the relay throw in. Well, Barnes with a chance. 2 runs down. Here you are in the bottom of the 8th. Well, Troy Hawkins has started to get loose in the Rockies bullpen, as he should.
Barnes an RBI double his last time up to deep right center. He has seen the ball well tonight, and he saw it well late in the ball game yesterday.
Boy, did he ever. He got a fastball low and in, and he turned and put the leverage to it. Very deep up into the seats in the left field.
0-1 on Brandon, and that's pulled sharply to third. He's got to get up the line. There's 1, there's 2.
I don't know if he hit it any harder. Barnesy? Yeah, late.
Aaron Hill did a good job.
Yes, he did. He got a backhand this, and short hop backhand. 1 knee, strong throw. All the way over into second base, and then the flip and turn on. Owings with the turn. Going to have to pick it a little bit on the backside of the bag, but Owings very strong arm. With the good speed of Barnes, knew he had to get rid of it in a hurry, and they do that on the Mike Shaw Subaru Super Mo.
Charlie Culberson, he drove in a run his last time up with a base hit. Here's our Subway in-game box score. Rockies have out-hit the Diamondbacks 10-6 tonight, but they're trailing 6-4. And there's what the middle of the order's done with Kadire and Rosario. This ball toward the hole. It's going to be a tough play, and safe at first. It's interesting. Nick Ahmed, who's known for his glove, decided to circle it. George, a lot of guys would try to plant that right foot and go off the backhand.
I don't think he had a chance to do it either way to get him, to be honest with you. And he chose one route to try to go get the baseball. And then I think, too, Drew, he got such a good jump onto the ball. He got past the backhand stage, and he had to circle it.
Second hit for Charlie. DJ 0 for 3 tonight. He was one of the few guys not involved in all the festivities offensively yesterday. He was 0 for 4. Walt Weiss was saying that he had never seen. Wolf's been in the game a long time, played a long time. He said, "I've never seen anything like that first inning yesterday."
Well, knows anybody else because it set a major league record. You know, I mean, yeah, he hadn't seen one because it first time it's happened.
Well, the first time it happened where there was one guy giving up, what, 10 hits, George?
10 hits before they got 3 outs, and the 8 runs scored.
The Rockies got another run off of Elbert. And actually 2 of the outs in the first inning, one was on a safety squeeze where they got the out at the plate, and Dickerson was caught stealing in the inning. So in terms of getting the batter out in that first inning, it happened only one time.
By the way, Joe Patterson's the left-hander down in their bullpen, as LaTroy continues to throw in the Rockies' bullpen. It's Addison Reed's the right-hander.
Well, that was a little closer than, because the pick throw was high, and the tag for Pacheco was up around the chest of Culberson, and see, he just got the foot in. 3 hits in the inning and a run for the Rockies. It's 6-4. Diamondbacks have hits in just 3 innings, and one of those innings was last inning, and Cody Ross was erased, actually his pinch runner. Jackson was erased on a Miguel Montero line drive to first.
Will Harris is the right-hander warming up. Whoever Walt decides to go to, if they get this inning continued a little bit, that's who Kirk Gibson will go to.
This ball's driven to right center field by LeMahieu, and it is going to short hop the wall. And it stays in play, which is beautiful because Culberson now will score. 6-5. DJ LeMahieu makes it a 1-run game. How important was that bounce? If it's a ground rule double, Culberson's going to be at third base.
2 runs in the inning to cut it 6-5 now, and Montero out to speak to the young right-hander. Kirk Gibson waiting to see who they send up. Noah, the switch hitter. There's that bounce Drew talked about. It caught the top of the fence. And Charlie Culberson with 2 outs was off to the races once the ball left the bat. He came around to score fairly easy standing up. Kirk Gibson will now go down to his bullpen. Will Harris, the former Rocky, will come in, who's pitched well of late.
Rockies have made it most interesting here in the 8th. It is a 1-run game. to 5. DJ LeMahieu just doubled with 2 outs in the 8th to bring in Charlie Culberson. He's in scoring position, and Charlie Blackmon's going to be the pinch hitter. Who wants tacos? Fans follow at RootSports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special when the Rockies score 7 or more runs.
It played right into the hands of Walt. As Gibby went down to get to the right-hander, Patterson was side-arming the left-hander when he sent Noah up, who's a switch hitter. He chose to go with the right-hander, Will Harris, and now, of course, with first base open and a right-hander in the on-deck circle with Rutledge. It's an opportunity. He still pinch hit for Rutledge if he wanted to. Rutledge just swung it back well. Will Harris, big hook, typically can throw it for a strike. Charlie was good yesterday. Really good yesterday.
Well,
how good? He was 5 for 5 good.
3rd time this year he's produced at least 5 hits in a game. Back in April he had a 6 for 6 ball game. I'd love to come through here and tie up this game. LeMahieu at second. Blackmon, interestingly, was 0 for his prior 13 coming into the ball game yesterday, and then went 5 for 5. If that is not a perfect example of how baseball works and the roller coaster ride that these guys live through day to day, week to week, I don't know what is.
Missed with the
that
hook
hit.
in.
No, it hit. So now 2 on for Rutledge.
I started to say these battles went on for a long time with Charlie and Harris, because Charlie at Georgia Tech, and then Will Harris out of North Carolina. So I mean, there's a lot of guys that had faced each other through the years, and not only just as college and then teammates in the Rocky organization. Will Harris, 25 games, 485 earned run average on the year, 26 innings with 31 strikeouts. Fastball is 89-94, can touch at 95 at times, but relies on the heavy curveball for the strikeouts.
12 straight scoreless appearances for Harris. Rutledge tonight has been on twice, a single and a walk. 1 for 3 officially. Gained a lot of momentum offensively the last 2 days against the Dodgers, scoring 26 runs. Speaking of North Carolina, there's the product of UNC. First round pick to the Oakland A's and a rookie of the year to boot. 2-0 now on Rutledge. In the air down the right field line. This thing's going to get in the crowd.
Remember, you had the defensive substitution. Jackson went in the game for Ross, pinch hit for him. He had a little bit better chance to get to the ball. He got to the wall. The ball was just a couple of rows in.
He never looked. He almost ran through the wall.
He's tracking the baseball, thinking he's going to have a chance at it when you're on the fly, and then he realizes it's too many rows up in.
Swing. Rutledge got a pitch to handle up and out over the plate. 2-2.
He almost got a look up. Went fastball. Good location out of the way. Rutledge able to fight it off. High with the first 2, still high in the zone, and then all of a sudden things changed a little bit. Got it down in the lower half of the strike zone.
Rockies have won 7 of 9 at home, trying to come from behind tonight. And this ball is lined to deep right field. Jackson gets there. In the inning, the Rockies scored twice on 4 hits. They'll leave 2 on. We'll go to the 9th, 6-5 Diamondbacks. Life, so give one a hug. Learn more at hugahunter.com. Rockies were up early 1-0 on a Kadire home run, down 6-2. They've closed to within a run as we go to the 9th inning, and that means we visit our center field cast and crew, led by the leading actress Jenny Kavanaugh.
Thanks, Drew. Coming up on the Toyota post-game show, hopefully we're talking about the Rockies coming back and getting a victory here against the Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll also talk, though, about the guy that used to be a Rocky coming to Coors Field for the first time in Jordan Pacheco.
Yeah, when you come back and play your former team, emotions can run high. Jordan Pacheco did a good job of managing those.
Revenge. It's a dish best served Pacheco.
Oh, I see what you did there. I feel like I'm on an episode of Revenge of the Nerds. Drew?
Isn't that a daily show that we have out there?
Yeah. It is. It's also called the Toyota Postgame Show. We'll see you after the game.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Appreciate it. 1-run ball game. And LaTroy Hawkins, George, appearance number 996 of his terrific career.
Yeah, it has been. Appearance number 53 for the Rockies. And right now trying to control this ball game. And he'll have the bottom half of their order with Pacheco, Ahmad, and then a pinch hitter.
Jordan 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And Hawk's first delivery right on the inside corner at 93. Rockies trailing by a run despite out hitting Arizona tonight 12-6. Johan Flande got the start. Frage, I thought he did a nice job again. 5 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits. What else do you want out of him? I mean, he hadn't been out there as a starter for quite a while, and he did just what you asked him to do. Tommy Kahnle was wild tonight, gave up a couple, and then 4 runs total in the ball game. Will appear if they can. Addison Reed can do his job. Hope he doesn't, but if he can, then Nuno will pick up his 3rd win, first in the National League. And he pitched well. He did. Struck out 7 and 5 1/3. That fastball's outside. 2-1. So Hawkins tonight making career appearance 996. And he's still going strong. When he passes 1,000, you hope it happens in the final week of the season, he'll become only the 16th pitcher all time with 1,000 appearances. Oh, DJ taking a hit away from Pacheco's bite. Pacheco, a couple of base hits, looking for number 3, and the 6'4" shortstop said, no, not on my turf, not back up the middle. He's just going to outstretch everything and get to the baseball. Time to leap perfect on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. And the first out of the inning. An out is an out. Man, can he flat play defense? Nick Ahmed 0 for 2 and a walk. Back to Hawkins in the pursuit of 1,000 appearances. Only 15 pitchers have 1,000 plus, led by a guy who pitched forever naturally, Jesse Orosco. He made 1,252 appearances. In the air to Drew Stubbs in center. 2 outs. In the 9th inning, the Rockies have the right part of the order up. They'll have Stubbs, Morneau, Kadire. Jake Lamb's going to pinch hit for Will Harris. The guy who hit a grand slam against the Rockies down in Arizona. He's got a sweet swing. Hawkins starts him out with a curveball. It's 0-1. On the corner. 2-strike count.
Worked again. Continuous motion as he comes set. Moline's coming over to the screen. Got it.
Terrific inning for Hawkins. So the Rockies looking for 2 to walk off the Diamondbacks. Again, it'll be Stubbs, Morneau, Kadire in the bottom of the 9th. 6-5 Arizona.
Drew mentioned got the right order up. You better believe they do, and hopefully they can at least tie. Go ahead here. Don't miss the Fan Appreciation Day at Coors Field on Sunday, September the 21st. Every fan automatically entered into a drawing for Rockies merchandise and autographed items just for attending the ball game. So make sure that you get out here for that on Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September the 21st.
All right, here we go, Frazier. 1-run game. Addison Reed's out there for Arizona, and he has not been in a particularly good place. Yesterday, he took the loss. The Giants beat him 4-2. He gave up 2 runs in the 9th inning. Got only 1 out. In the 3 days earlier against San Diego, he gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in an inning. He's given up runs in 3 of his last 4 outings. 60th appearance for Reed.
And Walt will go to his bench. Corey Dickerson will come on to pinch hit. Dickerson this year 5 for 17 as a pinch hitter.
So Dickerson pinch hitting for Stubbs. And the first pitch misses. Big swing from Dickerson. No baseball. It's 1-1.
Addison Reed came over for Adam Eaton in the trade. from the Chicago White Sox, where he'd been a closer there.
Eaton's had a good year for the White Sox. Reed 31 saves this year for Arizona. Arizona the last couple of years 500 club, 81 and 81. And it's 1-2.
A lot of deception into the motion of Reed, and the fastball 93, will touch at 94, 95. Drew mentioned the saves, 31 out of 36, 56 and 2/3, 66 strikeouts. He's only walked 15, but he has given up 10 home runs.
Corey 2 for 4 and a walk yesterday, 6 for 12 on the homestand, 5 RBIs. And that is a base hit to left. You talk about a 2-strike approach. That was on display right there. Corey takes as big a swing as anybody, and he really cut down on it there. And the tying run is on base, leading off the bottom of the ninth.
Now Montero sit down on one knee, and he set on the outside corner. Right on the outside corner on one knee, asking for the fastball down. If anything, it was a little bit elevated. It was on the corner, and Corey did a nice job slashing that ball out to left field. They're coming up with a big base hit here. Now try to capitalize on it. You're in the greatest part of your lineup to try to win this ball game.
Corey really spread out on that, just rocked up, you know, kind of towed up. Really cut down on his body movement, and it paid off, lining that single to left field. 1-0 on Morneau, 0 for 4 tonight. Justin in a battle with Josh Harrison to lead the league in hitting right now. Wouldn't you know it, is the only guy in the Rockies lineup among position players that does not have a hit this evening. Trailing Harrison, who went 2 for 4 by a couple of points.
2 for 9 in his career versus Addison Reed, two American League guys going at it.
And this is in the air to right, and it'll be caught by Jackson. 1 out.
You mentioned that Addison Reed gave up a couple of runs yesterday. 3 of the last 4. He's thrown 3 1/3, 10 hits, 5 runs. Go get your tickets for the Fan Appreciation Fireworks, courtesy of Great Clips, on Friday, September the 19th, after the Rockies take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. It is the last weekend for baseball. Look at those pretty root signs going into the air. All those different colors. That's magic.
Dyer has seen Reed only once, 0 for 1. Michael, a home run tonight. He just missed another home run to left. Got under a pitch barely. A single and a double. Why don't you just hit a walk-off bomb? Finish the night off in style. Inside, ball 1. Rosario on deck.
Ask for time was not given by Bill Miller. You know, once a pitcher comes set, they do not have to give you time. Some umpires will, some won't. But this was a breaking ball that backed up, and it was not anywhere near the strike zone. So he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
Does he feed him a fastball?
I think that's where his confidence is. He gave it to him.
This is in the air to center. Got it in on the label a little bit, and there's 2 outs. So Willeen Rosario trying to extend things. Dickerson a leadoff single. Standing at first still with the Rockies deficient by a run. First of 4 tonight between the Rockies and Diamondbacks.
Montero on the years has 65 stolen bases against. He's caught 23.
Will lead. High drive. Deep left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. 2-run. Walk-off winner for the Baby Bull.
That landed on the concourse.
Walk-off win for the Rockies this year. He's starting to get locked in late this season. It's been a struggle battling some injuries and an illness this year, but we're seeing that Willeen swing we're so familiar with. Then he knows a thing or two about hitting him up on the concourse. What a beautiful sight. Our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. Look out for Collins. Two-run walk-off bomb from Rosario, and the Rockies win it 7-6. They come from 4 runs down to do it. Got up a little bit too on that lead. It makes a winner of LaTroy Hawkins in his 996th appearance. Addison Reed, his struggles continue. He drops to 1-7. It's 2 straight ball games he's lost. Willeen's 64th home run, now passing Chris Iannetta for most home runs by a Rockies catcher, and it was his first career walk-off home run. And they didn't even wait for him to be interviewed. Get the bucket dump out of the way now. All right, let's go downstairs and check in with the hero, the Baby Bull. Willeen, what'd you get, a hanging slider?
Yeah, I think so. I just want to look at something in the zone that I can grab the ball. I don't care whether we go, just I want to pull. I go swing on it and I find it.
Well, you know the situation, Willeen. You got one swing can win the ball game. You're not trying to hit a single, and you hit it all the way to the concourse. I don't know if you knew that, but it landed all the way over every bleacher in this ballpark. Well, never mind, Willeen. We'll talk to you later.
That's not fair. He got hit twice.
Willeen, good job. You saved the headset. Yeah. We appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you.
But I said, I don't know if you realize this. The ball landed on top of the concourse. It cleared all the bleachers almost to the scoreboard.
That's not right.
They're going to kill me.
Well, you don't have to worry about cooling down, right? It's all going to be good now.
Yeah. Did you realize Willeen that went up on the concourse?
No. I know that I hit the ball pretty good, and that's it.
Were you looking for a certain pitch?
No. I just want to lose something in the zone, and I can do a little bit of damage.
You know, I know, and by the way, that was a nice leap at home plate. We're showing that right now. That was very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know it's been a difficult season, but the last few days it has to have been a lot of fun the way you guys have swung the bat.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know it's a little hard, but right now I feel good, and I try to do my things.
Well, you've done that. You called a very good game behind the plate today. You swung the bat well, and it's good to see a smile on that face, even though it's a little soaking wet right now.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, hey, go enjoy it with your teammates. Congratulations again, Willeen. You bet. Willeen Rosario, his 12th home run of the year. And as we always say about Willeen, when he hits them, Frage, they stay hit.
Yeah, they do. They definitely stay hit. And it's good to see because he had a tough year with all the injuries, the wrist, and different things going on. That, you know, you always want to finish strong. You don't want to finish in any kind of a slump going into the winter, and he's definitely not doing that.
Well, you can tell he's liked by his teammates because he got not one, not two, Jenny, but 3 buckets over the top of his head.
That was fun. We're going to do that on the post-game show with these guys, too. In fact, coming up on the